Well, hello, good afternoon everybody. Welcome back. Jiu-Jitsu 2000 here today. I'm back. I hope you're doing fantastic out there. In this video today we're going to talk about an option from Dewalt. This is their new version, their Gen 2 framing nailer. Now, I picked this up because we have some projects coming up and I needed a good framing nailer. I was waiting and waiting and waiting for Makita to finally release theirs, but it didn't come up. So I finally went out and I purchased this. I got the tool only. This is model DCN930B. This is XR brushless cordless 30 degree I chose. I like the 30 degree more than the 20 degree, the 21 degree. I like this, the old clipped head nail we used to call it. So I picked that up. I like that simply because the nails are held closer together than what you would see on a full head nail. And the way they make these now, they're full head anyway. So they're not that old D head like they used to be. So there's the look at the package there. There's a look at the side. And then here is the other side of the package. So right here it says fastener length. You can go anywhere from 2 inch all the way up to 3.5, 50 millimeters to 90 millimeters. And then the fastener type, you can use paper type nails, 30 all the way up to 34 degree. The nail diameter, now this one's important. You can go from a 0.113 all the way up to a 0.131. So if we look at some of these nails that I have here, this is a 2 3/8 inch ring shank nail, and I believe this is a 0.113. So that's a thin nail. Then we have some of these 3-inch ring shanks. These are I think they're a 0.120. Don't quote me on that. And then of course we have some 3 1/4 smooth shank. These are the 0.131. So the angle of the magazine is 30 degrees and it will hold up to 55 nails. The tool weighs 8.65 pounds and that weight is without a battery. Now as you can see right here it says battery and charger sold separately. It does have the framing nailer, a no-mar tip, and a belt hook. And then right there you can see that it has a 3-year limited warranty, 1-year free service, and a 90-day money-back guarantee. This is a chip-ready tool, so it's equipped for that, sold separately. You can track this tool. So I don't want to make you guys wait too long, so let's go ahead and open this up and take a look what's included in this package. Cut this open. Slide it out. We're looking down. There's nothing left in the box. We do have a user manual. So we do have that. And then we have a little belt clip and screw. So very nice that they include those things. As you can see, the nailer comes packaged pretty well protected in this cardboard. And that comes off very easily. And there's a first look at that nailer. Now in the hand it doesn't feel too heavy. It feels pretty good actually. The ergonomic feeling of the handle feels comfortable. So out of the box it does come with the no-mar tip on it. So in case you don't want to damage the work surface that you're working on. But we're going to take that off because I want to take a look at that aggressive end right there. I'm going to plan on doing some toenailing. So we want to make sure that that's going to be able to grab the wood when we're framing. It does have an adjustment screw right here on the top of the tool. So what that does is when you depress your safety, it doesn't sink the nails as deep as it normally would. So it's a nice little adjustment that you can adjust right there on the fly. This is the magazine where you could put your nails in. It does have a rafter hook on it. And on this side right here, it does have a little Allen wrench. So in the event that you get a jam, you can take those 2 screws off and clear that jam if you've tried this first and it doesn't work. So here's a look at the side of the tool. DCN930. This is the black one, the black style here. This is this Gen 2. The first ones that they came out with had like a silver color here, so that was the Gen 1. And I've seen mixed reviews on those. Some people said that they worked really good, and then some people said that they had nothing but problems. So I plan on giving this tool a fair shake. The battery that I'm going to use is going to be this small 2 amp hour battery. In fact, it's a 1.5 amp hour. So I'm going to give this a shot and see how it does. But of course, we do have larger batteries if we need more horsepower. So the kit, I think, comes with a 5 amp hour battery, and I think that this will probably run it. It'll probably just have less run time. We're just going to set that right there. I got my little 12 volt here. There we go. Now we have the belt hook installed. So I have 3 different sizes of fasteners that we're going to test out today. This is the 2 3/8 inch ring shank nail. We're going to try those. These are the 3-inch ring shank nail. We'll do some of those. And then we have the 3 1/4 inch smooth nails. So the first nails that we're going to try are the 2 3/8 ring shank. I think these are a .113. To load the magazine, you just stick them down in there and then pull this up and it'll grab and feed them in. So that's all there is to loading it. To unload it, you pull this back, push this down, and it lifts up around them, and then you can pull the nails out. You know, it's funny, I got so excited about doing this video that I forgot to show you some of the key features of this gun. Right here on the bottom there's a little switch here, and you can see that it'll go in single fire mode, or you can put it in bump fire mode. So when you see multiple nails there, that's bump fire, and when you see one nail, that's single fire. So I don't know if it's something I'm doing or not, but I tried this small battery and I couldn't get the nailer to work. So I put the big battery on there. So let's go ahead and take a look. It sinks them, and I have this out all the way. That is fantastic. Let's switch it over to bump fire, see what that does. Wow, it does a good job. Puts them in there quick. Let's try some different nails. Let's try those 3-inch ring shanks. Okay, let's try these, a little bit bigger nail. Putting them in there, no problem. And then of course, if you want to go deeper, no problem. I like the way this thing works. It's working good. Now let's bump fire it a little bit. 3-inch ring shanks. I like how that fan continues to run. Previous version, it didn't do that. The fan would stop after a couple seconds. But this thing is sinking them. Let's try those 131s. Okay, let's try these 3 1/4 131s. Boy, they go deep in there. Works good. That is just putting them down in there, no problem. What if we were putting together like rafters and we want to do some toenailing? So let's practice that real quick, see how it goes. Let's do some toenailing. So I gotta adjust my depth, it looks like. Let's see, let's try that again. Try it from this angle, let's see about a toenail. Did better. All the way through, look at that, came out the bottom. So it's working good. What if we put these together here? Oh, I'm out of nails. Okay, now how is it going to do going in lengthwise? I'm probably going to run it on single. That's just more my speed. I don't like rushing. Let's go check out this knot. Okay, so I took this 1.5 amp hour battery out and I put in my 6 amp flex volt battery. Let's take a look and see how that goes. Set that down. Out of nails. Once this little stopper hits right here, this little piece right here, once it touches, then it pretty much thinks you're out of nails. Well folks, my final thoughts on the Dewalt 30-degree framing nailer. This thing is wonderful. After playing with it, you know, I learned some of the quirks about it. The no-mar tip is good. I tend to leave that on when I'm not using it. However, I do like taking it off to expose the more aggressive safety. I like that safety. I love the fact that it's jagged. It does a good job in toenailing. I do like this quick adjustment knob where you can adjust the safety depth, which in turn changes the depth of your fastener. So that's very, very good. It works extremely well. I do like the rafter hook that comes on this nailer. It's very nice. The bump fire versus single fire mode, I personally ain't that fast, so I've been finding more success personally leaving it on single fire mode. The ergonomics of the handle feels very good. It's very comfortable in the hand. It's easy to hang on to. However, when the fan does ramp up and it's spinning that flywheel, you do get this centrifugal type of feeling in the hand, but it's not anything bad. The magazine is nice, and because it's this 30-degree nailer, it holds a lot of nails versus the 21-degree. It holds less nails. I do like the belt hook that we put on here. I don't use it that much, but it's nice to have it, especially if I'm going to set the nailer down on the ground or on a tailgate of a truck or something. This tends to keep the nailer off of the surface so it's not getting scratched up and stuff as much. It does have these little rubber bumpers and stuff that does that as well, but I like the nailer. I like it. I love that it has an onboard storage right here for the Allen wrench. So this is nice. You just pull this Allen wrench straight out, and in the event of a jam, you can take if you look down and you see the driver sticking out in here, you can take this Allen wrench and in a lot of cases in my testing, you can push that driver back down and get it seated back down if this doesn't work. Okay, and then if that doesn't work, you can take out this screw, not completely, but you just loosen these two screws and take out this bolt right here, and that will take the magazine off, and at that point it's very easy to clear the jam. I do like the onboard storage right here where it goes. It's got like a little notch, and the Allen wrench just sits nice and secure right there, no problem. Let's talk about the batteries for a second. I was running the 1.5 amp hour battery, and it does work with this nailer. However, when you're running the larger fasteners, the 131 diameter by 3 1/4, this one seems to lack the power. It does do it, but it seems like it's trying really hard to get it to go. So I don't suggest using these small batteries, even though they do work. But luckily, we have the 6 amp hour flex volt battery, which works absolutely fantastic in this nailer, as does the 9 amp battery. But this 9 amp battery, when you put this thing on the nailer, it gets freaking heavy. So I've found the sweet spot to be this 6 amp flex volt battery. If you're going to be buying one of these, I would almost suggest that you buy the whole kit. So you get the 5 amp battery, you get the charger. I just bought the tool only, but I had all those batteries. So the 5 amp I think would be a good option for this. Now when you're looking at these nailers, you'll see the one with the black portion on the back here, or you'll see the ones with the silver portion on the back. The black portion is the Gen 2 model. This one has the fan that stays running and it keeps the flywheel going a little bit longer than the previous version. It seems to have better seating depth of your fasteners. And again, I can't say enough good things about this quick adjustment knob right here. If your fastener is not going deep enough into whatever you're nailing to, you can easily adjust this and get that thing countersunk. It has plenty of power. The noise level is not too bad on this thing. It's easy to load and unload the magazine. Plenty of power. I like it. It gets a big thumbs up from me. So if you guys are interested in this nailer by Dewalt, this is the 30-degree version. I will put a link in the description box down below. I hope you enjoyed this video. I had fun doing it. And with all that being said, folks, thank you so much for tuning in. Please feel free to leave comments down below. Like this video, share this video. And until next time, I hope each and every one of you out there has a beautiful day, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye for now, everybody.